What's up, beautiful people? You already know this is. This your boy Levar, aka Ramzie, the editor-in-chief of Snubb3d Magazine. And today on the sit down, we have a very special guest, how we always do. But as you know, I don't introduce the guests introduce themselves. So without further ado, I'm gonna pass it over to our guest, and we're gonna jump right into the conversation right after it.
Hey y'all, it's Nzinga Imani. I'm an actress. You can find me as Angela on Zatima and Sistas on BET. I'm also a singer. I'm a entrepreneur. I own Shop Namani, a plus size clothing boutique, and I just relatively do all things fabulous. Yes, that's me.
Love it, love it, love it. So let's jump right into it. Like I tell my guests all the time, it's not an interview, it's a conversation. So let's jump right into it. Let's start off where it began for you. Where this journey started for you, because a lot of times many of us have many different backgrounds that are in the industry. Some people grew up in the church, some people grew up overseas, some people grew up in many different spaces, but we're all here together working in this beautiful industry that we're all in. So let's start off. How did this all begin for you?
Ooh, so a funny thing is, most people don't know this, but I started as a singer. I've been singing my whole life, of course, in true Southern fashion, in the church, praise team leader, all of
Right.
those things. And then I got introduced into acting through singing. My chorus teacher was like, "We're doing a musical. You gotta audition for the musical." I'm like, "Musical? I don't know." But once I did it, I fell absolutely in love and just continued down that path and everywhere that I could. Went to college for it. During college, I started learning stage makeup. So I was a makeup artist for a few years. That definitely helped me get my feet into the industry and get into doors that I wouldn't have necessarily been able to break into as an actor starting out. So that was fantastic. And then finally, I got my big break on All the Queen's Men for in the Tyler Perry universe. And that spun into a series regular on Zatima and then also getting written into Sistas, along with all the other projects that I have going on. I've always also created online. I'm a big content creator. I've had several parodies go viral for the past probably like 10 years. I did a Get Out sketch that went crazy and was all over all the platforms. A lot of comedians and people like that reposted. I have some ratchet parodies, like where I play a Disney princess, but like on the other side.
Right.
And those go viral every year. I'm looking forward to sharing some more of those this year too. But yeah, so I've just kind of been open to any opportunity that comes and like to play around and not take myself too seriously and allow myself to just explore when it comes to creativity.
Definitely. I think sometimes people don't understand that many of us have different plethora of things that we do before we
Mhm.
get to where we want to be sometimes on it.
Mhm.
Like you said, you played around in makeup, you did parody, you did many
Mhm.
different things, and now you're in these big roles that are, in front of everybody, and now you're in the Tyler Perry universe that it is. Um, I I want to talk on how the networking kind of thing goes with that, because a
Okay.
lot of times people forget that, like,
Mhm.
yes, you can have these things, but you're in certain rooms at certain moments and networking. How did you step foot into stepping into the Tyler Perry universe in these roles that you begin to play?
I mean, so many different connections lead you to that point. It's hard
Right.
to pinpoint one, but what I will say, as a makeup artist, a lot of my co-stars are people who makeup I did their headshots for and things like that. So that got me in the door. Also, the agency that I was with when I signed or I got my first role on All the Queen's Men. I would have never known them if I wasn't doing makeup because they met me as a makeup artist. I traveled to Jamaica to do makeup artistry for a production they were putting together, and while we're there, we're kikiing, having fun, and they're like, "You're so funny. You're so like you have such a great personality. You should really act." And I'm like, "Guys, I've submitted to you 100 times.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get on your roster." But until you're in front of people, they
Right.
don't really know. So that was a big thing. That was my first agency rep, and they got me that first part. So little things like that all build up together and open doors. And I'm constantly meeting people on set and doing things with people where they're like, "Girl, you did my makeup," or "Girl, you modeled for my line," or whatever the case may be. It's beautiful to see it all come full circle.
Definitely. And you touched on something by you growing up in the church
Hmm.
and the roles that you play. Do you ever see, because I know with me, as far as being a PK kid, um, us being in the industry, sometimes it becomes a conflict of interest with some of our
Hmm.
family members and how we grew up in the church. But it's
Hmm.
also like I was telling another guest that we had, sometimes it's like us stepping into our calling sometimes because we're still doing what we're supposed to do, you know?
Absolutely.
And how was that for you, growing up, in the church and then being the roles that you may play, or if you had to sing like secular songs or anything like that, how did that play into growing up into who you are today?
It was difficult because I did this thing where I was trying to hide a little bit, but only from
I
certain
did the
people.
same thing. Yeah,
Like,
me too.
it's very difficult to hide when it's just who you are.
Right,
When it comes to the parodies, that's definitely who I was at the time. I'm fun. I like to experiment, and we can show one side of ourselves and try to stay all buttoned up and professional and holier than thou in different spaces. But at the end of the day, I feel like my calling and my purpose is to bring light and fun and energy
right,
and represent and show up fully and give other people permission to do the same. And I feel like I stepped into that by not being scared to do these things that are probably traditionally not accepted,
right.
but I still see the fruits of that labor. And to me, it's still a part of the calling because I've had the women coming up to me crying, telling me how I've inspired them or how I've opened up, their options and how they feel about themselves and things like that. So no one can tell me that I'm not doing the work that I was set
Right.
out to do at the same time.
Right. And you kind of brought up something just now, representation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big thing for you. I see it all the
Yeah.
time whenever I see you on things that come on. Um, how important is representation and seeing someone like yourself on those TV screens, on for your community, for our community, just representing us as a whole. How important is that? Because like you said, people are coming up to you saying thank you, like thank you for representing us the way you are. And it is a light to see. How
Mm-hmm.
important is that to you?
I mean, it's very important. I love doing the work, but to have that confirmation that you're touching someone, you're impacting someone's life, that is what really like sets you off. That's what makes you keep going. So it means everything to me to have people really feel compelled to make sure that I know how I've been able to impact them. There's no greater feeling than when people are truly impacted by what you do.
Definitely. Here at Snub, we're really big on mental health, and you are a
Mhm.
person that wears many hats, like you brought up,
Mhm.
entrepreneur, singer, actress, do everything, comedy with even the parodies that you do, all of it.
Mhm.
For me, I know I have to sometimes take time to myself. Like I'll just take
Mhm.
like a day that I'm just like I need to have a moment, or I have a special location that I may go to and just get my
Yeah.
mind right. What is it for you that you have those moments where it's like, you know what, let me take care of myself. Anything that you can share with everybody here at Snub?
There's a few things. My probably number one thing, and I talk about this all the time, is praying in water. Like I love to just
Hmm.
be silent, whether it's a bathtub, whether it's the ocean. I really love when it's the ocean.
Yeah.
Um, and I
Nice.
can just go be by myself and reflect,
Yeah.
manifest. Oh my God, I can't tell you. I absolutely booked Zatima and everything else after I remember a very specific trip that I went on, and I stood out there and don't talk to me for 20 minutes. I'm out there just praying, talking to the water, talking like just pushing out all of the things that I desire and things like that. That gives me so much peace and calmness at the same time. But
Right.
also, it is a very direct agent. I've seen how that has worked. So that's always phenomenal. Also, line dancing.
Mm.
I do these line dancing classes and it
Okay.
helps me so much because it's so much fun, but it also is a way to create community because as
Yeah.
an actress, we work with on a project with a team for a while and then we're not seeing those same people all the time. So it's nice to have something where you're consistently growing with people and a reason to move, a reason to just let loose and have fun. So those are probably my main two things that really get me grounded and back to center.
Definitely. I think a lot of people don't understand how big manifestation is. I'm a big person of
Hmm.
manifestation. Like 5 o'clock in the morning, I pray and then I get up and I have like these manifestation things that play back and I just repeat it
Hmm.
constantly. And I just see like there's been moments too that like if I go on a vacation or something, I'm a big person on water too.
Hmm.
When I went to Miami one time, everybody's like, where we about to go? I was like, well, I need like a day. And literally like the boat literally took me to the middle of it and just I was like, you could just turn everything off real quick. Just let me have my moment. And when that
Yes.
happens, that's when and people don't see it, but it's like you have to be in that moment to understand like what you're
Hmm.
surrounded, because you're surrounded by nothing in that
Yeah,
moment, and it's just you just centered around the universe at that moment. So that's
absolutely.
dope that you see that, you know.
Absolutely.
Getting into the role that you became on Zatima,
Yeah.
how was that experience, and it's still going, how was that experience for you, booking the role? How did you get the role? How did it all come about for you?
Well, I was asked to audition for the role, which is always a good sign. You know what I mean?
Right.
When someone asks you to audition for a role, you know that they already can
No.
kind of see you in it and have an
Yeah.
idea that they're interested. Just don't blow it, you know?
Right, right.
So that was great. It couldn't have come at a worse time. It was like right during the holidays. My sister had just had her baby. I wasn't even home. I had to do my callback at her house, and she is the worst reader you will ever encounter. I ended up just having to call a friend to do it on the phone because it was that bad. But I said I had to say there was some stress about it just because at the end of the day you never know, but when you get the opportunity, it's like to go from one scene on All the Queen's Men to audition for a series regular
Right,
is insane. So it let me know that I was seen, and that felt really good. So once I did book it, we went in. It was during the pandemic, so we were in the bubble where you couldn't leave and everything like that. I'm sorry, that's Zatima, that's All the Queen's Men, not Zatima. But I feel like it all goes hand in hand because it was all part of the path.
right.
But with Zatima, I mean, we just got right into it. At Tyler Perry Studios, they don't take too much time. So
There's no break. Yeah,
once
I've
I
heard
got
that.
it, I got those 20, no, the first season it was 10. I got it was 10 episodes, and I probably had like 2 week turnaround before we started filming, and then we filmed those episodes quick. Like we
Right,
normally shoot about 20 episodes in about 2 weeks. So if you could imagine that intensity, it was definitely a fast-paced environment. You had to go, go, go. But luckily, we had our two leads, Zach and Fatima, Crystal and Deval, who kind of gave us the ropes. They've been on Sisters at that point. I think it was about 5 seasons in, so they
right,
knew a lot of tricks and tips to give us, for example, like apps to use to help us remember our lines. And we would have late night rehearsals with the cast that weren't scheduled by the studio, but they knew in order for us to put on our best performance, we would do that. So it was great to have that kind of guidance from two people who were deep in it.
right.
And yeah, everything's changed since then. We're 4 seasons in now. I think this season is being loved even more than any of the previous seasons.
Yeah,
Everybody's really seeming to,
everybody's into it. Yeah.
yeah. And that's a great feeling because a lot of times, people can start to fall off as you
Hmm.
get deeper into the seasons, but I have high hopes that we're going to keep going for season 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You already
And
said you manifested, so go ahead and manifest.
I did. And I think that the fans really do appreciate and rally behind the show. So it's
Right.
just been exciting to be a part of the universe that's already strong because Tyler Perry's fan base is so, I mean, they ride or die for us.
Yeah,
So it's been incredible to go. I already had some notoriety from my parodies and modeling, things like that, but it's a different level when you're in the Tyler Perry universe. So
right.
I've been super appreciative of everything.
Definitely. And I've worked with some of many people that have been in the Tyler Perry universe, and
Hmm.
everybody says the same thing. Like the back to back of shooting number one, it's let's go. Like
Hmm.
it's clockwork.
Yeah.
But one thing I can say too is, and you can see it on the team, and I see it a lot of happening, which I put under that umbrella as well. A lot of the times on shows outside of Tyler Perry. Sometimes it doesn't click. Like the cast doesn't click together. They don't look like a
Mm.
family. Like you could tell something's off when you're watching something.
Mm.
But even with you all, and like I said, even the Tyler Perry universe, how it is, it seems like there's always like a family connection with each other. Like you just said, we're whether or not they tell us to go practice or go read our lines, we're going over
Yeah.
it because we know what
Yeah.
we got to bring to the table, you know?
Absolutely. I think Tyler Perry is the example of that because at the end of the day, we see how hard this man is working. We see
Right,
how many shows he's running. We see not only him, but the crew too. I mean, a lot of the crews that work on our show also are working on the other shows. So while we do our 2 week schedule, they
right.
are already prepping for the next show or the next movie. So when you're in that kind of environment, it pushes everybody to just kind of work differently, work harder. You don't want to let anybody down. So you have to be in it 100%.
Definitely. We have our final three questions that we do on the sit down since the number three is in a snub at the end.
Okay.
Your first question, these are fun questions, by the way, so
Mhm.
don't be so
Okay.
in your head about it. The first one is, what are three words that best describe who you are as a person?
Ooh. Oh, every time this kind of a question comes up, it just freaks me out because I would say unapologetic. That's like my go-to word.
Okay.
Resilient
Okay.
and hmm. I feel like I need a really good one for the last one, but
No.
nothing's coming. Huh. Hmm. I mean, it's like I can't pick one. It's like 50 different things are coming through my head, and I'm trying to think of one. I'll just say I already said that in that one. I don't. It's like my brain froze.
No, you good. It's
I
funny because
mean,
this always happens to everybody when we do these. So it's like
I'm like,
I usually think like, you like these are a good question. Let me ask it. They're like, why did you ask this three questions?
no. I mean, when I think about the personality, like things come to mind. But one thing I can say, I mean, I'm favored. I'm favored.
Okay.
I'll say that. Yeah.
Okay. I like that one.
Yeah.
Why did you pick resilient?
Just because there's been a lot. I feel like I don't look like what I've been through. And I think a lot of people would be surprised if they really knew a lot about my backstory and things that I went through.
Right.
I know that I don't present the way that,
Right.
like just in terms of everything that I've experienced. So resilient in that way, where it's like, I'm going to show up, I'm not going to let things stop me. And yeah.
Definitely, definitely. The second one is, if you could be in anybody's shoes for 24 hours, past or present, who would you choose and why for 24 hours?
Yikes. For 24 hours?
hmm
I, it would there like five people come to mind, but I have to say Beyonce.
Okay.
I just want to look into her life, honestly, and transfer some funds into my account from hers. Take a look at her shoe closet. Like
Right.
these are the things that I would be doing in that 24 hours, because I don't want to pick anyone who has too many responsibilities.
Okay.
It would have to be when she's not on tour,
Okay. I was about to
things
say,
like
well,
that.
we.
No, 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 no. I need downtime Beyonce. That's who I want to have for 24 hours.
I got you.
If she even has that, I doubt it, but we'll
Right,
see.
right, right, right. And the final one for it is, many times we do the, you're doing what you're doing, or we're in this industry, and we sometimes don't want to say it, but we're role models to people who are looking at us. If they look on our Instagram, they look on our Facebook, wherever they're
Mhm.
looking, are looking up to you on television, on anything. What do you say to those individuals that like, you know what, I want to get to that level. I want to get to where she's at. I see her, she looks like me. I see what she's doing, and I want to strive to get to that level. What do you say to those individuals?
I would say create, don't wait. A
Mhm.
lot of the opportunity that I got is because I was already out there doing the things. I didn't need a big platform to put on a show, to create something. I knew that we all have access to our phones. We all have access to some sort of audience. And if
Right,
I wasn't doing that already, then those other opportunities probably wouldn't have become as big. I don't know if Tyler would have asked for me to audition for Zatima if the only thing he had ever seen was All the Queen's Men. But if he's able to look at my page, then you're able to see that I have an audience, I have all this other work going on. And I
right.
think that that's important in anything that you do. You have to not be waiting on someone else to give you that opportunity, because people want to see that you can do it before
Yeah.
they give you that opportunity. They don't want to risk putting their name on something you do, not knowing if you can handle it. So create, don't wait, get out there and start.
Definitely, definitely.
Mhm.
Well, one, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak to me today.
Of
And
course.
everybody here at Snub Magazine, it was truly an honor. Keep doing what you're doing. We're rooting for you. Keep
Thank
representing,
you.
because it's definitely what we need in this type of society, especially right now. We need
Mm,
it. So I'm
thank you.
very appreciative. And who knows, in the future, maybe come in and be a cover for us one day for the
Let's
publication,
go.
make it
I love a
happen.
picture. Let's go.
Listen, and represent. So thank you again. And like I said,
Thank
keep doing
you.
what you're doing. All right.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely.